Good morning from St John's in Antigua, which I'll show you. It looks much prettier than, you can't really see it through the window. It's a bit of an island on the way. Anyway, good morning from St John's in Antigua. It is quite early, it's 7:10 and I'm up early today because I'm going out swimming with stingrays, which I'm quite excited about. Now we've only got St John's, Dominica and then Barbados, which is home. Once I get home, I'm only home for a couple of days and then I am going to London with my goddaughter Bethany to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. With this in mind, with Toby being at home as well, I didn't know how much time I'd have to get my stuff washed and dried before the next trip. So I'm taking advantage of what I think is a pretty good laundry deal. So I filled this bag with pretty much everything I have worn so far on this trip. You basically fill the bag with as much as you can, and it's $17.95, and they'll wash it and fold it and bring it back to your cabin before this evening. For now, I'm going to go and get some breakfast in the kitchens, and then I am off to swim and snorkel with stingrays. Breakfast this morning, very similar to yesterday. So tomatoes, bacon sausage, cheese omelette, worshipping the coffee, and lovely views. Actually, not that lovely views, it appears to be an industrial port, but views of St John's, Antigua, where we are sailing into right now. And I'm hoping that dark cloud will bugger off very soon. Okay, that is the remnants of my breakfast. Not necessarily because I'm full, and more because it wasn't very nice this morning. The eggs were very eggy, as in they felt slightly undercooked. And the sausages, for some reason, did not taste good. But the bacon and the tomatoes were very nice. Nearly finished my coffee and we turned around. Look, the views are much better now. Considerably more beautiful. Hello, St John's. After breakfast, I hopped on a bus and we went to Stingray City. We got a safety talk on what to make sure that we did and didn't do whilst we were in the water. There was a big bird. We are now sailing over to Stingray City so that we can go swim with the stingrays on a little boat full of Marella people. It's very cool, very cool. So we are in the water. I am queuing to hold the stingray, of all things. My life is ridiculous and I love it. I might put you under the water. For those of you that know me, you know I won't be going under the water. But if I see one, I'll dunk you. So we are bobbing around in the Antiguan Sea. And there is stingrays everywhere. It's very cool. There are also people everywhere. It's pretty busy. So don't be thinking it's going to be a private audience with you and the stingrays. It is not. Also, don't panic too much if you're not really a swimmer. I'm all right at swimming, but I can touch the floor and I am literally under 5 foot tall. And in most places, I've been able to touch the floor. But they do offer life jackets. And also, for people like me that won't put their face underwater, you're not forced to. You don't have to. And I've held a stingray and I've stroked a stingray, having a lovely time bobbing about in the sea and just watching the stingrays sail around me. So don't worry if you're not a face in the water person, because it's okay. Ooh, nearly got my face in the water. On top of the sea, on top of the sea. That's not the point of that song, is it? Okay, never mind. I'll tell you what I am quite enjoying is people randomly being scared of the stingray, like they weren't sure what was going to happen when they went for a stingray snorkel. People are freaking out. It's really funny. When they touch them, people are going like and screaming, and I'm like, what did you think was going to happen on a stingray snorkel trip? Thank you very much. Thank you. So that was really great fun, and I got to hold the stingray, and there should be some video footage of me holding a stingray round about here. Woo. This pontoon thing was stood on is a little bit wobbly. I haven't even had a drink yet, I swear to God. Just giving you an idea of sort of how busy it is, and that's only with 2 boats in. So I can imagine peak season, it's pretty difficult to move. But end of the season, yay for me. That was really cool. I like that lot. I need to go and drip dry now before heading back to the boat. That's what it looks like when everybody gets out.
Yeah, so lovely.
Yeah. It's all right. You can be in my vlog, it's fine. So I'm back on the ship. I have come up to the kitchens for some lunch, and you'll be absolutely stunned to learn that I'm having a pie and some salad and a caipirinha. First drink of the day? Okay, so we're back in the pool, having a bit of a swim, bit of a cool off, listening to some great music, a little bit of Susie Q. Gonna bob about in here for a bit, and then when this dirty great cloud up there disappears, I'm gonna go and sit on the terrace and listen to my book, I think. And then I'm debating cancelling my trip that I've got booked for tomorrow, because I've just looked at all the timings and it's going to be really tight. We get back at 4:30, and then it's the jackpot bingo thing, which I've been paid into all week, so I'd rather like to attend. And that you've got to buy your tickets before 5:15. And then at 6:30 it's the heist, the exchange, which so far has been my favourite part of the week, so I really don't want to miss the second one of those for an excursion where I may or may not see whales and dolphins. So I am toying with going to see Destination Services this afternoon and cancelling that trip, because there aren't even any other trips that are leaving in the morning. So what I think I might do is just go and have a look at the pier, and then just stay on board, go to the spa, chill out, pack in my own time as well, because otherwise I'm going to be really rushing to pack. So yeah, that might be my plan for tomorrow now. But pardon me, we'll see what the girls at Destination Services say. And I'm just going to chill out in the pool with a bit of shit. So I've just made a bit of a rash decision. I've just decided that I'm going to go and eat in one of the speciality dining venues this evening. And because Richard and I did surf and turf on the last one, I thought I'd go and try the Silver Fork, which is British meals but with a twist. So yeah, I've booked that for 7 o'clock this evening, which gives me plenty of time to go and get showered, changed, quiz and bingo, of course, and then I have to go and see Destination Services to see if I can cancel my dolphin and whale tour tomorrow, and then I need to go and see the holiday bookings team and let her know that we're not actually going to be booking our next trip just yet, mainly because you only really get benefits if you book like a balcony cabin or above, which we're not doing, and there might be a discount code comes up on the website that we can use to get a little bit more of a discount, and if not, I don't think we're going to be losing out. I think the price is not going to be much different to what she's quoted us. So I just need to let her know that I'm not able to do that, because I went last night to do it and the website crashed, and I think that might have been a sign saying, hang on, there'll be a better price for this. Okay, so my legs are burning now, so I'm going to cover them over with something non-black. See? Worked perfectly. In a move that will surprise literally nobody, my evening, which is a blue and white themed evening, check the fit, is going to start in the Squid and Anchor with a little bit of bingo and the toughest quiz, which I've still not managed to get more than 3 on. So I'm going to go and buy my bingo tickets now and get a team. I've made an amendment to my team name because I've only scored 3 in every quiz I've done so far. So it'd be lovely if tonight was different, but I'm not holding any major hopes for it. I have, however, bought an extra bingo ticket because I've spent a lot of money and it'd be nice to be able to wipe that balance out, but you know. Well, today went badly. Never mind. So, whilst I await my dinner, I am in aperitif again and I'm having another brand. And I'm 100% confident that if Richard were here with me, this would be where we would chill out. It's definitely our kind of vibe. It's whiskey, it's gin, it's nice company, it's comfy chairs. Very much enjoying aperitif. So this is tonight's dining venue, my one and only speciality dining, the Silver Fork, which I'm quite excited about. British cuisine with a twist. British cuisine with a twist. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm not that much gin, I swear to God. So here is the starter menu. Don't know what I'm gonna have yet. And here is the main menu. Don't know what I'm gonna have yet. And here's the dessert menu. Still don't know. I've got water so far, which is probably a good idea because there's been a lot of gin. Silver Fork cost me just over £35 for my 3-course meal for just me, and obviously drinks were included as per your premium package. Okay, so as over dramatic as this might sound, it's been so lovely to just walk into a restaurant and be able to sit down rather than having to have a buzzer and wait. And I'm quite excited about this evening. The food looks great. There are only 2 tables in the restaurant, so I expect the service is going to be excellent. Stray hair. So yeah, I'm quite excited about this. Let me give you a bit of a show of the restaurant. It's located on deck 5, just next to reception, and it's decorated very tastefully, beautifully. This is also where they have the great musical afternoon tea for anybody that enjoys that kind of thing whilst they are on board. Unfortunately, I couldn't get booked into that as I wasn't able to book it for just one person, which I thought was a bit of a shame because I fancied having a go. But never mind, I still got to eat in here, and what was about to come next food-wise was just phenomenal. So I've got some sourdough bread and some smoky butter, which smells like a sweet and smoky margarita, which is kind of making me want some of that. So yeah, I'm going to tuck into that. I have an amuse-bouche, pork scratchings with vinegar, and some salt to put on top of it. The sourdough bread was really good, so let's have a go at this. Okay, my official first course. This is my deconstructive Scotch egg. And I'm going to tuck straight in. Looks very interesting. Bird's eye view. Okay, so we are talking posh dining here. This is my beef Wellington, my fondant potato, and then I'm going to Yorkie in some extra carrot puree and some gravy on the side. This is very fancy. I'm hoping nobody's watching me as I eat this like an absolute heathen. Okay, I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely stuffed. I ate all of my Wellington, most of my carrot, half my potato, no Yorkshire pudding. But yeah, I'm relatively stuffed, but I paid for dessert, so I'm going to order it. Right, this is my apple crumble in the shape of an apple. Comes with, looks like creme anglaise, which I'm gonna pour over it now. Probably ruin it. Wow. There we go. Now ordinarily I don't like wet food, but this is quite thick custard, so I'm quite excited. I'm going to dig in. So we've come to our last day in Dominica. Final day today, and sorry, I'm on my bed and it's swaying a little bit, so I did extreme close-up. You don't want an extreme close-up. I don't know why I did that. So when I came back to my cabin last night after essentially falling into a food coma, after I think that might be the most food I've eaten in 6 months, as long as I've been in Manjaro, and I think it's probably relevant to say that I would have been due to take my injection on Monday, and obviously it's Wednesday now, so maybe it's wearing off a little bit, but I still, previously I'd have been able to eat that amount of food and probably gone for late night snacks, and I've so far not managed to make it to late night snacks once. So when I got back to my cabin in my semi-food coma, my disembarkation information has arrived, so I'll give that a good read and fill you guys in on what you have to do because otherwise it's just me reading on camera and that's super boring. So I did cancel my trip today. I'm not going dolphin and whale watching because it would have been too tight for going to the exchange this evening, which I'm quite excited about because so far that's been like one of my favourite things about this trip, which is weird seeing as that was a thing on the ship and not a port of beautiful gorgeousness. They all have been, it's just that the exchange was a bit of a unique opportunity. So I'm gonna get up, lazy breakfast, probably go to Latitude for breakfast, and then sort of mooch about the ship, get some sun. I really am peeling a little bit and it's gonna look like dandruff. Yay, fun. Yeah, just mooch about, get some sun, see what goes on. I definitely didn't want to miss my jackpot bingo this evening because I'm old, and because I've been paying into this jackpot bingo all week, and then the exchange I am really excited about because the lock-in was definitely one of the highlights of my week. Anyway, I'm rambling and it's early and I need more coffee, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, so it's about an hour later. I am dressed. I am ready to go on out. Well, first of all, I'm going to get some food. I'm hoping it won't be too busy at Latitude, because I'm hoping people have got off the ship and gone for a wander or gone on the tours. So it's 8:30 now. I'm going to go try and get some food, although it does seem to be sort of busy for food no matter what time you go anywhere. But we'll see what happens. Breakfast, let's do it. I ordered my full English with no fried bread this time because I didn't want to waste it. It was very nice. I ate most of it and was thoroughly full and ready for my day out. Okay, breakfast all done. Couldn't actually do any talking over breakfast because there was a family with kids sat next to me. So I just filmed the food. I'll do a little, probably have done a little voiceover over the food. And now I'm going to go and have a wander into Rosau and see what that's like. Pick up a magnet. I have done quite well with my magnet collection. I've got one for every port. Well, got two for St Kitts because there was a Hard Rock Cafe. And I'm going to need a bigger fridge though. So yeah, I'm heading out. Let's see what is in the town of Rosau in Dominica. And then I'm going to come back and enjoy all the freeness on the ship for my last full day. Oh yeah, no, I forgot to say something. So my plan today, after getting absolutely sozzled at the exchange last time and passing out at like 9 o'clock, which I've done about 3 nights. But my plan, because I want to try and stay up a little later tonight because it's the last night, is to sort of try and pick at some food constantly during the day, try and keep myself full. And then hopefully the alcohol will not wipe me out like it did last time, because there just isn't time to eat before it. So this is my plan, try and keep myself sort of steadily full for the day, and try and get through the heist without immediately needing to go to bed afterwards. There she is, a beautiful ship behind us, and look at the view. Look how pretty. It's very nice. Oh yes. Right, so I'm walking down the pier, and there appears to be a substantial market type thing. So let's have a look, see what's in Rosau. Okay, so today is turning out to be pretty random. So I forgot all my money. So I went and jumped back on the ship, and as I was coming back off the ship, a chap went, "Oh, I've got one place left on a tour, going around the island, $25. And I was like, all right, yeah, sounds good. So this is our first stop, which is Mount Bruce. Gives you a panoramic view of the sea. There's lovely Marella behind us. And yeah, I don't know where the rest of it's going to take me, but for €25 and a tip, it's probably worth it. This is our bus that we are touring around the island at, and we have come to, I absolutely love, a banyan tree. Gorgeous, beautiful. There are also some bonkers people who are swinging from the banyan tree, like this guy here. Hey, it's a lizard on the crushed school bus. Don't know what that means. This is incredible though, one brand new bus. And a hurricane in 1979, tree fell on brand new bus, dead. I should add there were no people in the bus at the time, no people were injured. So we're up in the rainforests, and behind us is the twin Mama and Papa waterfalls, Trafalgar Falls. Behind me over there. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. It's lovely. You'll be shocked and amazed to hear. We had a little bit of rain because, you know, rainforest. But yeah. Oh, this is pretty. I'm glad I came on this trip. So at every one of the stops that we do, there's like these little markets selling like local beers and rums and products. Oh, and also there's a very good chance of getting run over on a regular basis, which, you know, is likely to happen. So yeah, these fantastic markets where you can get a little bit of Dominican culture. Dominica culture. Won't be Dominican, will it? Because that's a different place. I don't know. It's pretty though. We have one last little stop here where we got some tiny bit of rum punch and to try coconuts 9 ways, like cooked and candied and cheesed and all sorts. Really, really nice, all complimentary. And then the last view of the trip, she's gonna try and do it without tripping. Oh, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful rainforest trip. And apparently they're building a cable car here. So you'll be able to cable car up and down the mountain. It's due to be finished December this year, so that's quite exciting. Anyway, back to our lovely chariot. That was such a fun, cool little trip around the island. And it was only $25, which was decidedly cheaper than any other trip I could have done. So it is quite hot, sticky and humid. So I'm going to jump back on the ship, get changed into my swimmers, and then I'm going to go get some food and mint about in the pool for a bit. I've just come back to my cabin and I need to show you the cutest thing. A little note from Hannah, Ignatius and Pat, who've been my cabin steward, and a creature of unknown origin reading one of my cruise newses. I don't know what creature this is, but that's incredibly cute. Aww. So continuing with my plan to eat sort of small meals often, I've got some salady stuff and a pasty for my dinner. And it's 10 to 1, so I'll have this and then I might grab some afternoon tea as I head down to my room to pack. It is safe to say I have demolished that. It's about a third of a pasty left. I ate all the salad and cheese and chorizo, but still salad. I'm going to go and have a bit of a swim. Well, not a swim, just sort of a bob about in water. Might have a beverage and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so last proper swim in the pool. Might have a swim tomorrow, but I don't know. Yeah, last day. It's a little cloudy, so the pool is bloody freezing, but I was all sticky and warm from earlier, so it's quite nice to get in here and have a little paddle. We're having a 60s music cafe. I'm trying to avoid those kids in the pool with me. I'm trying to avoid getting them in the shop. So yeah, the plan now is to sort of lounge around out here, hoping it gets a little warmer. I might go in the retreat terrace thing in the spa in a bit when I've dried off. And then about 3 o'clock, I'm going to go and get some afternoon tea. And then I have to go and pack my case, which is the sad reality of the end of a holiday. So yeah, so I'm just going to get a little bit wetter and then I'll get out and dry off. Well, that was a lovely relax for my last afternoon, and now I have stuck to my guns. I've gone to the afternoon tea thing and picked out a few little snackettes that I can snack upon. I probably won't eat this all, but that I can snack upon throughout the afternoon, so I'm not going to the exchange. Hang on, let me open the envelope. There we go, there's my invitation. But as we learnt the other day, you do not want to go to this on an empty stomach, otherwise you will just be very, very drunk and go to bed early. So this is why I am having some bread and some scones, try and line my tummy before I go and drink 3 cocktails in an hour and a half. Anyway, it's time to pack now. So I'm gonna get started on that and have a shower, and I'll see you when I'm ready for tonight's festivities. Well, jackpot bingo was over and I did not win, but the guy next to me won. So I'd like to think I brought him some good luck. This is good. Right, so I'm going to drink. Jenny Rose, who is the bar lady, has brought me not 2, not 3, but 4 double gins. So I am prepared for the exchange, which I'm dead excited about because it was the favourite thing that I've already done. And this time it's a different show, it's the heist. So I'm going to go and do the exchange, and then I'm going to go and hopefully have the carbonara with the parmesan at Vista, and then go and see the West End show. And if I can stay awake long enough, it's going to be a smoky margarita, and then back to my room to make sure that all my packing's done and my case is outside, ready for disembarkation tomorrow. It's time to go into the exchange one last time. This time I'm going to do the heist. So I'm going to walk through those red doors as soon as the other people get off the phone, and we'll see what awaits us this evening. I'm going in. Here is the phone. I'm going to press 1 and then I'm going to have to hang up because I can't let you know what the password is. So once again, the exchange was absolutely superb. Still my favourite part of coming on the ship. So I'm going to go and try and have some dinner now, hoping for Vista. We'll see what happens. So, change of plan. There was no room in Vista, no room at the inn. So I have a buzzer for latitude 36. No, like I'm telling you, those cocktails in the exchange are killer. So I have my buzzer. And I am awaiting to go into latitude 53, which when it comes, I need to remember that it's downstairs. Yes, my last night. I'm having a great time. Here we go, the last night dinner menu. What do we think I'm going to have? It will come as a shock to nobody. That might come as a surprise because it's not something I've had before. I'm going to start with the red pepper and cheddar arancini. And then I'm going to go for the chicken breast cubes. And that is my plan for the evening. So this is my cheddar and red pepper arancini. Looks lovely. Okay, last night arancini, all gone. A little bit salty and a little bit chewy. But with the amount I've had to drink, I really do need to eat as much stodgy food as possible. So bring on the next course. You know when I said I was hungry? Well, here is the chicken Kiev. I don't know what I'm meant to call it now. It's not a lot of it. We'll see what my plate was whipped away from me as I was still chewing, but it was very tasty. It's a little bit chewy, and as I've found with a lot of dishes on this ship this week, quite salty. But it could just be that I don't like salt, so we'll see. Well, I've decided I'm going to finish my evening off as I began the cruise, going into the electric rooms for a sweet and smoky margarita. This is like the busiest I've seen it in here, which is quite cool. So quite a few people around, which is nice. Don't know whether they're waiting for the casino draw. There is no way I'm going to stay awake for that. So we are just docking in Barbados for our excuse me, for our arrival, final docking for me. So I'm all packed. My cases went out last night. Yeah, at about 11 o'clock. Put my cases out, went to sleep, got up, and here we are in Barbados. Although the view out the window is very much industrial port. But Barbados is beautiful when it's not an industrial port. Anyway, rambling. So everything that I have left with me is in my Mia Tui Mini Gen. All the stuff I need for the flight. We were told, due to the limited space on the buses, that we could check our hand luggage if we wanted to. So I've checked my big green case and I've also checked my yellow case. So I've only got that bag to carry on and off the plane, which to be honest is quite a relief because I hate using those overhead compartments because I'm very short and I can never reach them. Anyway, one last look around the cabin before I go. Shower, review, very powerful, perfect temperature. Even if you did flood the bathroom occasionally, you were well used, and no problems there at all. Sink, shelves. See, I'm showing you all this now that all my crap's packed and it doesn't look a right mess. Loads, plenty of towels. So much storage, enough storage for 4 of me. Massive wardrobe, huge. That's where I've had my case all week. Then another wardrobe, which is the one I actually used. And then 3 drawers, more shelves, safe. 3 drawers, so much storage. And there's 2 drawers either side of the bed as well. And then over the other side, I still don't know what it is, but I still love it. It's my favourite towel animal of the week. And I've left some chocolate and some crisps for the cabin crew, cabin attendants, who have been fantastic. You get this little shelf here, which I very much use as a dumping ground for everything this week. And that's pretty much it. There is a TV, it doesn't show anything, it doesn't have any programmes on it really, it's got Sky News, and that's about it. And we're doing coffee making facilities. Don't be fooled, I brought the coffee bags myself. That's what it looks like, but with 2 cups because I've got one full of coffee. And then more shelves, space where fridge used to be. Ooh, extra sheets. Found them on the last day. That's it, really. That is my cabin. She's relatively tidy. Or at least she will be when Hannah, Ignatius and Pat come and tidy her up. But no, I've been very comfortable in here. I actually quite enjoyed having the window, opening that up every morning and looking out. So I wouldn't say that I'm converted and I have to have a window, but it has been quite nice. For the right price, I would do it again. Anyway, I'm gonna go for breakfast. Last breakfast on board. Probably gonna go Latitude. We'll see how busy it is. Okay, so last Latitude breakfast. I like this table that I'm sat at. Normally it's a really good view. However, today is of the embarkation shed in Barbados, which is fine because I also have a view of some coffee. And soon there will be breakfast. Okay, so I have gone for lots of protein today and some sugar. So I've definitely found that as I am 3 days late for having my injection, I am able to tolerate slightly more food. So obviously that shows that it's working, or that it's psychological, not sure which one. But I am going to attempt to eat all of this, which is 2 sausage, 2 bacon, 2 hash browns, grilled tomatoes, and some toast with some blackberry jam on it. So I'm going to attempt to eat all of this because I do get a little bit travel sick, and so in order to best take my travel sickness medication, which I need to take at least 2 hours before I fly, I need to sort of have a bit of a full stomach, and then hopefully I should have a peaceful flight. Okay, the last breakfast to defeat me on the ship. So I ordered 2 bacon, 2 sausage, 2 hash browns, 2 tomatoes, and 2 rounds of toast. And I have left 1 hash brown, 1 sausage, half a tomato, and half a piece of toast. And I am absolutely stuffed. So I'm going to sit here and drink my coffee, wait for the announcement about doing immigration, and then do immigration. You can tell that it is when everybody's just been kicked out of their cabins because the queue for breakfast has just suddenly got massive. So we all had to be out of our cabins. If you were leaving today, you had to be out of your cabin by 8 o'clock. And yeah, it's just gone 8 o'clock and the queue for breakfast is massive. So I am awaiting my shout to go and do passport control. So I'm going to sit here and wait. So that was nice and quick and easy. I went to Piccadilly's restaurant, I bipped my cruise card, and then I went to passport control. They scanned my passport, and that's my immigration done. So my understanding is that once I get to the airport, I literally just have to sit and wait for the plane. Well, I have to go through like security with the bag, and then sit and wait for the plane. So that seems relatively straightforward. So I've come to the coffee port, the lovely, lovely coffee port. Hi, Zebra. To have a lovely brew and sit with my feet up. I've got like 4 hours before I go, so I will find something to entertain myself. So I'm sat on the pool deck in gorgeous Barbados, just waiting for my transfer to be called, which will be in about 15 minutes. I've had a pizza at Abuela's and a final margarita at the summer house, but there was a family next to me and they were having an argument, so I thought it was probably best not to get the camera out because they all seemed pretty stressed. So now I'm catching my last few rays of Barbadian sun before I am whisked off to the airport. Hopefully my flight will leave at around about 3:30. I should be back in the UK for about 5 o'clock. I'll show you what I can at the airport. Obviously they can be a bit naughty about security, but we'll see what we can do. I'll do a full roundup when I get home. Hang on, that might be me.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hang on. That was indeed my call to board the bus and head away to Grantley Adams Airport for my flight back to Manchester. So here we are at Grantley Adams Airport, just queuing up to go through security. All the bags have already gone. So it's very nice actually. It's sort of open air, which is quite nice because it's warm. So yes, queuing up through Sydney. Right folks, this is me about to leave Barbados. There's the plane I'm about to leave it on. Yeah, cracking week in the sun. Fantastic. So, and it's the same flight I came out on, so I know where I'm sat. And I know where everything is, so this is good. So yeah, it's a bit noisy because I'm right by the bloody engine. So I will see you when I'm back in Manchester. Right, I'm on the flight, ready to depart. And you probably can't hear, but Drops of Jupiter is playing. And this song has sort of followed me around on this holiday, which I don't know whether I've already said this, I'm going to say it again. Pat from Train wrote this song after his mum died, because he had a dream about her dancing through the Milky Way with drops of Jupiter in her hair. And so this song now I think of mum when I hear it, and it was playing on the plane on the way here. It's been played a couple of times on the ship, and on the bus, and now it's on the plane on the way home. So and then that with the butterfly thing, if you believe in signs, and I do, feels a bit like mum's kind of here, which is nice because I would have liked to have done this trip with my mum. So I'm going to listen to some Train and try not to get emotion. Currently it's the dream, however there are still people getting on. So we've landed back in the UK, and what's the thing you really don't want on a flight? I'm going to go with food poisoning. About an hour into the flight I started getting really bad stomach cramps, and then long story short, not to gross you out, but I had to give up my lovely corner seat at the back because I kept needing to get up and go to the toilet. So I got placed on the end of an aisle. I'm very sorry to the couple that happened to. So yeah, I've just spent the entire flight running to and from the toilet, which is great. So I'm walking to immigration now, and I'll be in my taxi home, and I can go and have these stomach cramps at home. Yay. Oh, well, I'm home. That was a bit of a flight and a half. The actual flight itself, there was no problems. I don't know what I had eaten, but something upset me. Anyway, so I'm home. I'm working on unpacking and the such like, because in 2 days I'm going to London with my goddaughter. So unpacking and repacking. So to sum up what has been a fantastic week in the sun, from a holiday perspective, very much enjoyed it. I did find that a lot of the Caribbean islands were quite samey, but I suppose that's to be expected. But they were beautiful and the weather was great, and I loved learning a little bit about the history of the islands. I did some great trips. I loved the stingrays and the little train around St Kitts. That was very cool. And my little sort of ad hoc trip around Dominica. Ship-wise, I thought the ship was great. I thought the staff were phenomenal. My only gripe really with sort of having sat back and had a bit of a reflect about it was I got a little bit annoyed that I couldn't eat when I wanted to in the evenings unless I went to the buffet. There was always a sort of a 45-minute to an hour wait for food, and there were 2 occasions where I couldn't get into Vista because it was fully booked until it closed. Well, say fully booked, fully pagered until it closed. I found that a little frustrating because I found I was eating really late most nights. So that wasn't ideal for me. But that does lead me nicely into the Manjaro portion of this roundup. So I have weighed myself since I came back. For some context, on the last cruise, I put on about a stone and a bit, a stone and a couple of pounds in a week. I've weighed myself since I've come back. And food poisoning notwithstanding, I've only actually put on about 2 and a bit kilos, which is about 5 or 6 pounds, which is about half the amount I put on last time. I've shown you everything that I've eaten and what I've managed. I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. I ate some of everything that I fancied. The most full I was after that 3-course meal at the Silver Fork, which I think was the only time I got dessert as well. But I didn't feel like being on Manjaro impacted being on the cruise. But I definitely didn't eat as much on this cruise. Like I didn't go to the snack shack during the day, and I didn't go for late night buffet, mainly because I wasn't eating till 9 o'clock and I was in a food coma by that point. But yeah, it was okay. I was worried that it was going to negatively impact my cruise, and it just got to the point where I was more conscious about not wasting food, so I was only ordering a smaller amount. But yeah, so it's possible to go on holiday and have a good time and enjoy drink and food on Manjaro without feeling like you're missing out. So anyway, I've got to go to work tonight. I have gig, so I need to go and I need to sleep. I'm tired. So thank you if you have followed me on this lovely journey around the Caribbean. I may do a short vlog about my trip to London with Bethany. And if not, God knows where life will take me. But I promise that from now until then, I will remain a funny kind of grown-up. See you later.